Hello, Chris here. So I just wanted to do a quick video regarding a driver swap offence. I've had a few questions asked in my community how you go around it. So we're doing this quick video and we'll talk you through it. We've got Horsebox Streams on with us helping us out so we can do it. So first and foremost, what you need to do is work out who your number one driver is. Now we host through the SimGrid. Now the way to find out on there is it's your top driver for your team. Okay, so you'd also go to the event, go to teams, and just look who the top driver is. Not everyone hosts through the SimGrid, so just make sure you clarify who that number one driver is, and that's where you start. Now that number one driver will be the person who has to enter the server first. So if there's no one in the car, they've got to be the first one to join. So as you can see here, I've now joined in the car, and if I just hit drive quickly, you'll see that it says I'm driving, and underneath it say Moo, because that's Mooney, and it says he's offline. But what will happen now, if Horsebox now joins the server as I'm in, what you see, you go from being offline to online to let you know that the other person is also in the server. There you go, connected. So we're just going to go out. What you're going to need to do is bring up your pit strategy in your car. And if you go below your tyres, you see where it says select driver. Now, if you can actually scroll across, and as you see there, it now says Cole Mooney. And at the top it says my name and driving next to the mirror. It now says M Moo. Instead of saying he's now connected, it now says requested. Now that's stating that he's now requesting to go into the car for the next pit stop. So what we'll do, we'll cut back to the pits and we'll talk you through that bit. If you're changing drivers, changing tyres or not, will always take 30 seconds. So sometimes it's worth bearing that in mind, depending on your strategy. If you're going to do a splash and dash at the end, it might not be worth changing drivers. So let's just pull into the pit box now. We're now going to do a driver change. So what you normally find, the person coming out the car will turn the ignition back on for the driver getting in the car, and the driver getting in the car can't see the countdown timer. So what we'll do, we'll skip to the end of the timer and we'll give you the last 10-second countdown. So 15 seconds to go. 10 seconds to go. 5 seconds to go. And then 4, 3, 2, 1. Now Colm's in the car. So that's how you do your pit stop, because the driver going into the car won't see the countdown. So you need to count it down for them so they know when that car's due to go out. Now, as you can see here now, I don't actually see anything to do with the car. I can't control the car anymore. This is always down to the driver. One thing you can do is look at a piece of software called ACC Drive. What you can do is just create a password. So we're going to use test, create, and connect. We're now in. So you then send the session hash to the person or the team you're driving with, which is what I'll do now. I'll send it over to Mooney now. There we are. You can see it's just gone live. So all the temperature, tyre pressures, all the live info that you can't see when you're not using the software and you're not in the car. And the reason this is great now, because you can go to your pit strategy and you can now start doing the pit strategy on their behalf. So change tyres, tyre set, dry or wet. So we can go to wets, the PSIs we want to do, change driver. Now, if you look at myself, it says connected. If I click on me now and click apply, what you find, there you go, it's gone to requested now at the top and back in the pits. And as you see, now I'm the one coming into the car I don't see the countdown. So this is where Colm would have the time. He would get the car ignition on, ready to go, and he'll let us know when we're about to go in so we can get ready to go. Right, so now I'm back in the car. I'm going to pull out the pits, and what we want to show you is how ACC Drive works from the driver's perspective. So the person not in the car, as I showed you before, will be in ACC Drive now. They will make any changes you need to make, apply the fuel it needs to make, and hit apply. And what you will find is that the MFD from the driver's side, so my MFD now, will pop up. So if Colm just wants to hit apply, yeah, apply now. And as you can see, it starts making the changes. So as Colm did there, it asked me if it's okay to then apply it, and you'd normally then apply that on the straight so the driver doesn't get distracted mid-corner. So what we do now, we're just going to return back to pits. So during practice or qualifying, and you want to swap drivers, what you can do is use a driver swap command, so you don't have to do a lap. Okay, what you do, and swap as one word, space, and then the number of the driver who's going in. So obviously I'm driving number 1, Colm's driving number 2, and whatever order is, let's say you've got 4 drivers, so 1, 2, 3, 4, you put the relevant number in. So Colm wants to go in the car, and swap, space, and then the number 2. There we are, that's now Colm in the car. And if he wanted to swap that back, he'd do and swap, space, 1. So as you can see, it says Moo at the top, driving. So I've no longer got control of the car. There you go. And off he goes. What's worth bearing in mind is that that will only work while there's time left in the practice of qualifying. As soon as you go into the countdown timer, it won't work. So any driver swaps you want to make sure you're getting done before the actual time ticks over and before it gets into the overrun timer. But apart from that, I think that sort of pretty much explains how to do your driver swaps. Hope it helps, and thanks for watching.